Imagine a world where the vehicle can be powered with water instead of gasoline. It will change the world completely and the dependence on fossil fuels will decrease. Well, this idea is not too far-fetched. There's a car that is powered entirely by only water. That, at least according to the inventor of the car himself, Stanley Meyer. Not only that he claimed that his invention can operate purely on water alone, but it is also super energy efficient, in that the car can cover a distance of 54 km with just a liter of water, better than most cars powered by the scarce fuel itself. But with such bold claims, there will be a controversy about it. The debate gained more attention when Stanley suddenly died while having a meeting with two investors. After a toast, he ran outside the restaurant holding his neck while screaming, "They poisoned me." That was his final word. What's the truth behind Stanley's mysterious death? And is his water-powered car a real thing or just a hoax? Let's break it down and unfold it. On August 24, 1940, Stanley Allen Meyer was born. He has a twin brother named Stephen Meyer. He spent much of his life on Columbus East Side. He afterward relocated to Grandview Heights, where he finished his studies. Stanley is constantly eager to create something new. He, who stood at 6 feet 3 and had a booming voice, was personable and convincing. He was also unusual, conversing equally with scientists and bricklayers. He entered the military after graduating and applied to Ohio State University. Stanley Meyer is not your average Joe. He held several patents in field of finance, oceanography, and cardiac monitoring. The first oil crisis occurred in October 1973, when members of the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, led by Saudi Arabia, declared an oil embargo. The embargo was aimed at countries that backed Israel during the Yom Kippur War, including the United States. The embargo triggered an oil crisis, which had several short and long-term consequences for world politics and the global economy. Stanley's interest in alternative energy for automobiles to replace fossil fuels has grown as a result of this recent occurrence. He wanted to create something that will transform the whole automotive industry and reduce reliance on oil and fossil fuels. His interest in water as a fuel began in 1975, a year after the oil embargo ended. This is when he designed a device that could power cars with water. The used water will separate into two parts, hydrogen and one part oxygen. The leftover oxygen will be discharged back into the environment, while the hydrogen will be utilized to power the engine. As a result, the hydrogen automobile will be more environmentally benign than a gasoline car that emits hazardous pollutants. Stanley's mechanism was groundbreaking. The technique might eliminate the United States' reliance on oil while saving trillions of dollars. It will also reduce the threat of global warming by emitting oxygen. Meyer then created a water-powered buggy as the first prototype. The brand new hydrogen-powered car was on display across the United States. Stanley Meyer's amazing hydrogen automobile wowed everyone. Meyer's buggy was featured in the news report on an Ohio television station. Meyer stated during the presentation that his hydrogen car will need only 82 liters of water to travel from Los Angeles to New York, which will cover a distance of 4,500 kilometers. Meyer attracted the attention of the public and investors with his red water-powered buggy. Meyer offered dealership to investors interested in water fuel cell technology. But Meyer's story took a turn when he made excuse to have his automobile checked by expert witness Michael Lofton when Lofton sought to study Meyer's work. Michael Lofton was a professor of engineering at Queen Mary University of London. Lofton thought Meyer's reasons were lame for not giving him to examine his buggy. In 1966, two investors filed a lawsuit against Stanley Meyer. Meyer's work was reviewed in court by 3 witnesses who declared that it was not revolutionary. The fuel cell was charged with fraud because it used already proven electrolytic fuel cell technology and was being advertised as an original invention. Meyer was found to have committed gross and flagrant fraud by the court. He was forced to reimburse the investors $25,000. Stanley Meyer died an early death on March 20, 1998. He met with 2 Belgian businessmen. Stanley's brother, Steven Meyer, was also present during the encounter, which took place at the Cracker Barrel restaurant. Following a toast at the dinner table, Stanley began to vomit violently. He then went outside, clutching his throat, and passed away. Stanley's dying words, according to his brother, were, "They poisoned me." The investigation into Stanley's untimely death lasted 3 months, and according to Grove City Police, Stanley Meyer died of cerebral aneurysm. Some, however, disagree with this claim and believe that Stanley's death was caused by poisoning and that he was murdered. This was mostly because of his discoveries and patent for the water-powered car, which the large oil companies and government loathe since it threatens their oil monopoly. Many uncertainties remain about Meyer's water fuel cell's legacy. The crucial question is, did it really work? As previously indicated, only eyewitness testimony supported the truth of the water-powered car. Whether it succeeded or not, it's natural to question why Meyer's work hasn't been continued. As of now, Meyer's patents have all expired. His innovations are completely open for public use, so anyone can start up where Stanley left off. If this technology could be developed and mass-produced, it will have far-reaching ramifications for environmental protection. Cars that operate entirely on water and emit no harmful emissions might alleviate many of the world's current climate challenges. I guess it all depends on time whether this hydrogen car will come to reality. Or maybe we have to wait until all the fossil fuels have been sucked out and completely used. Just only then, the water-powered vehicle will be developed.